Turn around and go in there as well.
At the crucial final stages of battle, Dean's legionaries turn from chasing Romans back to the centre of combat. And Biddy's gladiators stop fleeing from the Romans, turn and charge back towards the battle to fight for their freedom. They've obviously decided that this is not a hopeless cause after all.
Here come more. I think the slave army are beginning to tip the balance here.
With slave troops attacking on all sides, the Romans are caught between a rock and a hard place.
Are they running away?
I've got some that are running away.
Are these Romans running away?
Yeah, there's some Romans running away up the top of the hill, apparently, running over the other side.
Well, we forget about them then, yeah?
The Romans are leaving the field, abandoning their general Marcus Crassus to Spartacus. The rebel slaves surround the Roman general, leaving no escape route. The fight is going the team's way, but Rob is keen to keep the momentum going.
Dean, we need to concentrate everything we've got on these last remaining ones here, and we've got a whole load up the top of the valley.
Well, we need. I think we should concentrate on these moving forward towards here.
Well, I killed the general.
What they do? Hold on, turning.
Victory imminent. Oh, that's good. They're all running away. These guys are all running away.
That's because we killed the general at our end.
Yeah, we did do it. We attacked him.
Well done, we won.
Okay, we won. How easy was that?
That was easy.
Come back up.
Wow, that was a piece of cake.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, how did that happen? Was that the plan you wanted?
I think the plan worked pretty well,
yeah.
I think the plan worked.
The trouble is, you end up, because of a little skirmish, which is what you've got to avoid, I guess, as a general, you get sort of freaked out by it. Oh my God, somebody's been killed, and you can't be like that. But the basic plan, I think, kind of worked.
And lieutenants, were you well served by your generals? Did you?
I felt I was a little bit on my own for a while, to be honest, because they were discussing
sometimes said, "Oh, these people here."
Yeah, sorry.
It's very difficult.
Let's get the official verdict on how you did, shall we? Do you want to know what Eric and Saul have been thinking?
Yeah.
Come on down, gentlemen.
They must be happy with that, surely.
Well, we'll see. Saul and Eric, tell us do.
When we heard the plan, we were a bit worried. And the reason we were worried is because you were planning to dissipate your army by marching half of it off all the way around the side. And what you probably didn't realise is that the Romans don't mind that. They can adjust their tactical shape to take on a flanking attack. That's no problem. It is a problem for you because it's dissipating your force, it's weakening your overall front. You were brilliant at reacting to the circumstances of the Romans taking the initiative. I thought if you let the Romans come to you, you were going to be mashed. What actually happened was you were mashed, but only on one side. That was Biddy's side. And I'm not sure whether or not that was your fault, Biddy, or whether or not too much of the weight had actually been taken over to the other side. But what you did brilliantly all along the line, and what won the battle for you, is react to the situation so that when you eventually all met in the centre, you had more of your best troops left than they did. Their elite had been cut to pieces on that side, and they had their weaker troops left, and you mopped them up at the end.
Eric, short of using a cruise missile, could they have done any better?
They lost. The slave rebellion is over. You guys killed enough of your own guys with your not very good plan that you stuck to. Yeah, that was great. Top marks for sticking to your plan. Top marks for getting all your friends killed. Because at the end of the day, you guys have not got enough left to fight the next Roman army coming down the road. A few more victories like this, you're all dead. It's a Pyrrhic victory.
That's next week's programme.
These guys might be getting home tonight.
That's right, short-termism. Short-termism.
What should we have done?
Well, this is the thing. Different battles in history, some we know a great deal about, some we don't. This is one of those that we're not too clear on, is that right?
It's a problematical battle, this, because although it's fought against the Romans, and on the whole, Roman battles were well chronicled, this one wasn't. It may be because it's against slaves and they didn't take it that seriously, but we have very little information as to what actually happened. And so what we're going to show you is how we think the slaves should have fought against the way Romans would have fought. Okay, now, the slave army is in desperate straits. It's been caught by a Roman army in a position it can't get out from. It's got to fight its way out, and it knows, or it should know from intelligence, that 2 more Roman armies are on the way. It's got no option but to fight. But it's up against an army that it knows is very effective if you take it on head-on, which is, to be fair, what you recognise, which is why you tried your flanking attack. What this army almost certainly wouldn't do is dissipate its forces over a wide area. It would concentrate its best troops on the right. Why? Because the Roman army is always weakest on its left. They know about Roman tactics, and their best chance is to put most of their weight on their right flank, take the Romans in their weak flank, and hope to disrupt it enough so that they can actually either break through with all of the army or at least a part of it. And so they would advance pretty much like this, down the hill, taking the initiative and crashing with their heavy right flank into the Roman left.
The initiative is far more important to Spartacus, who has got to defeat this army right away, than the slope. The fact that there's a bit of a hill here, if you guys are really worried about that, doesn't matter. And getting hit by that slave army does not matter to this Roman army. The Roman armies are always big mechanical killing machines, very well trained to drive forward. Whatever you do, maybe it's clever, maybe it's dim, they're going to move forward and kill your guys.
You see, for a time, we suspect that the Spartan right has some success. It drives into the left, and it probably disrupts the Romans for a time. These guys are their weaker troops, and what they're really doing is pinning the Romans, but they're probably not killing that many. So
the Romans just form a second front. We've seen them do it before. And the Romans kill you in this direction, the Romans kill you in this direction, until ultimately either you're all dead, or alternatively you give up and go home. Worst case for the Romans, they're all dead. That's okay, there are 2 more Roman armies coming down the road to finish you off.
Unlike the film, Spartacus did not survive this battle. He was killed with most of his men. Some of them did, and Eric will tell you what finally happened to them.
About 6,000 or 7,000 of the slave army were crucified along the Via Appia, and that was a common punishment for rebellious slaves, and in this case it was just a mass execution. Just nail them up, let them suffer and die for a few days. In the end, Spartacus's slave rebellion was destroyed utterly.
Spartacus and his slave rebels lost the real battle at the river Silarus. The Roman legions cut the slaves to pieces, and Spartacus's body was never found. The slave rebellion had been brutally crushed. Rome prospered, and within 50 years ruled most of Europe. As its empire expanded, so did the Roman public's thirst for ever more extravagant and bloodthirsty gladiatorial spectacles.
Well done. You had a successful plan, if slightly unconventional, well executed, and best of all, you seem to manage to upset Eric, which is great. Well done. Congratulations. That was a good victory. Well done.